Good morning and welcome to Sunrise Small Talk episode number 25. June 30th. Hot outside. Summer came. The year is halfway over. And I want to rewind about 6 months to a video that I did about inflation back in December. In that video, I talked about how inflation is calculated and why I think there is an inherent problem in the way that we calculate inflation. And as a refresher, that problem is the fact that we only look at it on a 12-month rolling basis. So if you remember, last summer, July, August, we had the big scary, the big red car, 9.1% inflation. When I did this video back in December, inflation was about 7%. And at that time, I explained how the Fed calculates interest rates and how it's done on an annual basis. So at that time, I said we were looking at November of 2022 numbers relative to November of 2021, and that was a 7% increase. So everything we were buying out there was 7% more in November of 2022 than it was in November of 2021. And I said, once we get to, I was a few months off, but I said that I thought once we got to March or so of 2023, we would see those numbers cool off quite a bit. How much more did that stuff cost? I'm going to argue not much. Especially when we get into June, July, and August of 2023, I think that number is going to be a very small single-digit number. Here we are in June. We're looking at the inflation number that was released a couple weeks ago from May, and it was 4%. So we've gone from 9 to 7 to 4. And I said at that time, my concern was that the Fed was, I did the car demonstration, looked like this. You get closer, you get some distance, so on and so forth. You're going 75 miles an hour, everything's great. I did the car demonstration and I said my concern was when you have the Fed pumping the brakes, eventually they just cause a recession. And this car behind, the car that is pumping the brakes, then has to pump their brakes and come to a stop. And then the Fed will start to take off, and then the economy, the car behind it, will have to start to take off. So there's a lag time that's really not accounted for because of the fact that we only look at inflation on a 12-month rolling basis. Fed has gotten so aggressive. In fact, look at this chart here. This chart is from a website called Visual Capitalist. They've got a lot of great economic charts, and it shows how aggressive this Fed hawkish period is. Rapidly increasing rates, and rather than doing them 25 basis points at a time like we did in that 2004 to 2007 period, they are doing it in chunks of 75 basis points, 50 basis points. And we're now at this period where the interest rate has gone from 0 to over 5%, the Fed funds rate, in a little over a year. And in my opinion, as I said in the prior video, that is too quick. We're not letting the economy react. And so here we are. We're at this point where the Fed has basically come to a stop, I would argue. And now the economy, although GDP is growing right now, I do believe that there will be some fallout to come. So what do we do about that fallout? Really, the answer is we stick to the plan. There is no go to cash and see what happens. There is no let's wait to buy our house because we want to see how things shake out. The reality is maybe we hit some speed bumps, maybe we have some turbulence, but we design portfolios to get through those things. So there you go. Just wanted to do a little flashback to December and where inflation was then relative to now, and show that we really are on the right course. I still do have that concern that the Fed raised rates too quickly, and there may be some shakeout in the economy. There may be a recession. Maybe we're in a recession. We don't really know. We're not going to know till we've turned the page and we're past this chapter and into the next chapter. So hope you enjoyed it. Have a great weekend. Get out there, get some sun, and we'll see you next time. Take care.